Anyway, we will now head into the jungle and see what we can find.
We are creatures of habit. The human mind has a tendency to examine the world in different ways, and often it dichotomizes an aesthetic interpretation from an analytical one, a scientific one from an artful one. But the two must coexist and enhance one another through their duality for true understanding. Recognition is a virtue. Even the brilliant yellow flower started from humble beginnings, as does a painting or a poem or a person. And recognition is a rite of passage, like a fledgling goose taking its place in its gaggle. And with that epiphany, everything will come into focus. The flowers will bloom a little faster, the rough path will seem a little smoother, and even an eroded mountaintop will resemble the ups and downs of this mental journey. Because this shift in perspective, it is a climb. You see, there's something artful about ripples in a lake that reach out to kiss a stony lakebed and are pulled back in as the wave dissipates. There's something awesome about the frequency of a clock tower's sound as it resonates with water. There's something appealing about the way sunlight reflects from a flowing stream at an angle and how a camera captures the phenomenon. But still, some refracts at the 1.33 sine theta angle at which it entered. There's something enchanting about the crash with which water hits from a waterfall, and something amazing when one can learn how fast it accelerated as it fell, or how quickly the sound reached our ear. And only when we can see clearly the bridges that span between an artful perspective of science or a scientific outlook on art can we understand. And as we stare at 8-minute-old light from the sun, there's something magnificent that an artist is able to capture and a scientist able to conceive, both of whom excel at a craft of perception. But what force unites them? It's called nature. It's called science. It's called art. And the moment the mind is able to balance the image of a sun-fearing flower facing the ground and apply poetry to its nature while recognizing nature in its brilliance, or in the moment the veins of a leaf can be recognized as symmetric and beautiful, but as sustaining life, well, that's perspective. That's how we understand ourselves, our beauty, the science of our world, our miracles. That is fusion.